If you're in New York and feeling trapped by debt, but every company promising help seems sketchy, I get it. You have every right to be skeptical. And the truth is, not every solution is right for you, but there are plenty of legitimate options to take control of your debt. Hi, I'm Rob. I've been a financial coach for over 20 years, and I get how confusing debt can feel, especially with so many sketchy ads out there. In this video, I'll break down what's real and what's not, and how to take control of your debt once and for all. If you're watching this, chances are your debt feels unmanageable. Credit card bills keep climbing, collectors keep calling, and you're wondering if there's a real way out. Here's what most people don't realize. New York has a specific law that can help prevent you from being sued by creditors, but most debt relief companies don't mention it because there's no money in it for them. So for the next 5 minutes, we'll talk about legit debt relief programs for New Yorkers and how they actually work, 3 debt relief alternatives that nobody talks about, and hardship programs that can help you right now. So stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll know your best next step. You've heard the ads, reduce your debt by 50%, but what's actually going on behind the scenes of these miracle solutions? Let's break them down. Debt consolidation. You take out a new loan to pay off existing debts. You're still paying everything back, just with one payment and hopefully at a lower rate. 5 scattered piles become one organized stack. Debt settlement. You negotiate to pay less than you owe. So maybe that $25,000 debt drops to $12,000. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. You stop paying creditors during your negotiation, which tanks your credit score and triggers collection calls. And not every creditor is willing to settle. Debt management programs. A credit counseling agency negotiates lower interest rates and creates a 3 to 5 year payment plan. You pay back 100% of the debt, but with less interest. This usually happens through nonprofits, and your accounts can stay current. So how do these impact credit? Well, with debt consolidation, there's a minor dip, but easy recovery with on-time payments. With debt settlement, a big drop occurs, between 100 to 150 points, and it stays on your credit report for 7 years. With debt management, there's a moderate impact. New credit might be harder to get for a bit, but your score can recover much faster. So ask yourself, is faster relief worth the credit hit? Or do you want to protect your credit and pay everything back over time? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but understanding the trade-offs is how you make the right decision for you. Have you ever been sold a debt relief program without being told the consequences? Most companies conveniently forget to mention that part until after you've signed up. Drop your story below. Think you're the only one struggling? Well, guess what? You're not alone. And these numbers will surprise you. The average New Yorker seeking debt relief carries $15,000 in credit card debt. And that's just in credit cards, not even counting medical bills and personal loans. But if you're feeling ashamed right now because you're one of those people, please give yourself some grace. This isn't a character flaw, it's a math problem, and the math is rigged against you. Minimum payments are a huge trap. If you only pay the minimum on a $15,000 debt at 22% interest, that's $450 a month. If you do that every time, you'll pay $30,000 in interest alone over 30 years. Is there a debt that comes to mind when hearing this scenario? When you've been paying for years with no progress? Drop how many years below. We're all in this together. This is why New Yorkers search for alternatives. They're not irresponsible, they're just trapped. So here are 3 options that most people overlook. Balance transfer cards. 0% interest for 12 to 18 months. Every payment hits principal. You'll need a 670 plus credit score and pay a small transfer fee. Negotiating directly with creditors. Explain your hardship and ask for lower rate. It costs nothing, and sometimes it works. Bankruptcy. This is the last resort. It wipes out most unsecured debts, but stays on your credit report for up to 10 years. Now, real talk. Have you ever tried negotiating with a creditor yourself and they said yes? Or did they tell you there's nothing we can do? And then magically they had options once you hired someone. Tell us your experience in the comments. Most people don't know that some debt collectors are chasing debts they can't even legally collect, but say the wrong thing on a collection call and you restart the clock. New York has a statute of limitations on debt. For credit cards, personal loans, and medical bills, it's 3 years from your last payment or the last time you acknowledged it in writing. Debt collectors know about the 3-year statute, and they're trained to get you to say anything that restarts the timing. That's their entire job. Trick you into restarting the clock on a debt they can't legally collect. But this is important. Time-barred debt doesn't just vanish. They can call, they can write letters, but they cannot successfully sue. Threatening to sue over time-barred debt? That's illegal under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So if you get a call about old debt, don't panic and don't pay immediately. Ask for written verification, check the dates, and talk to a consumer rights attorney, especially if it's more than 3 years old. And one more thing. Even past the statute, debt can appear on your credit report for 7 years from the first delinquency. So it still hurts your credit score even if it's legally uncollectible. No one should feel threatened over debt that's 5+ years old. That's against the law. And if that's happened to you, speak up in the comments so others know they're not alone. And if you know someone who's being harassed by creditors about old debt, tag them below. This information can literally save them thousands. If you're facing a financial crisis and stuck only making minimum payments, there are programs designed just for New Yorkers. Most creditors actually offer hardship programs. You just have to ask. These are temporary modifications to your payment terms when you face a documented difficulty: job loss, medical emergency, divorce, or disability. Here's what can happen. A creditor reduces your interest rate from 24% to 10%, lowers your minimum payment from $360 to $200, or they can pause your payments for 3 to 6 months while you recover. Why do they do this? Well, because they'd rather get something than nothing. But these programs aren't automatic. You have to reach out and show documentation. They usually last 6 to 12 months and help you stay afloat while you get back on your feet. But here's the key. You have to ask. It's not automatic. So call your creditor, explain your situation, and ask for a hardship program. And beyond credit cards, New York has help like HEAP, home energy assistance for heating bills, nonprofit credit counseling, free or low-cost help creating a budget, legal aid, free help if you're being sued for debt, and SNAP and rental assistance to free up cash for debt payments. Asking for help isn't failure. It's a strategy. Has your credit card company ever mentioned this when they knew you were drowning? Comment below. The silence from these companies can be deafening. So let's recap. Now you know the truth behind debt relief programs like debt settlement, consolidation, and management, the hidden law that protects you from old debt, and the programs designed to help New Yorkers in hard times. We also talked about New York's 3-year statute that makes some debt legally uncollectible, and hardship programs for immediate debt relief. Bottom line, you do have real options, and now you know what they are. So if this helped, hit subscribe and the bell below so you don't miss more debt breakdowns. And if you're truly ready to leave your debt behind, visit freedomdebtrelief.com. Thanks for watching.